dot. What does this dot have to do with Roman numerals? Well, in Roman numerals, this dot is equal to 1/12. This means that 2 dots is equal to 2 twelfths. So you see where this goes from here. Now you have 3 dots, which is 3 twelfths, 4 dots, which is 4 twelfths, 5 dots, which is 5 twelfths, and you get the point. 6 twelfths is actually not 6 dots. Instead, it's S. We know that 6 twelfths is also equal to a half, so S is also a half, not just 6 twelfths. S in 1 dot is 7 twelfths, S in 2 dots is 8 twelfths, and now we can jump straight forward to I, because I'm guessing you should be getting the pattern from here. Anyways, if you've clicked on this video, then you definitely already know what I is, and look, I'm just gonna skip all the way to the numbers that you might not know, so here goes. 3,999. This is the biggest number we can make using Roman numerals. And because 4,000, we need M followed by the digit for 5,000, or the letter for 5,000. So that's why I've made my own digit for 5,000. I present to you V with a line. So this is 5,000. I actually found this online. This isn't made by me, but you don't need to know that right now. So this line means multiply by 1,000. So anything we put under it will be multiplied by 1,000. So X with a line is 10,000. C with a line is 100,000. M with a line is 1,000,000. And you can see where this goes. So if we take V, then we put 2 lines on it. Now this will be 5,000,000, because that means multiply by 1,000 twice. So X with 2 lines is 10,000,000. M with 2 lines is 1,000,000,000. Now we're going to jump all the way to M with 3 lines, which is 1,000,000,000,000. And as you can see, trillion contains tri, the Latin prefix for 3, and has 3 lines. So now we have 4 lines, which is 1 quadrillion, 5 lines for 1 quintillion. That's not supposed to happen. Just forget that happened. Anyways, this has way too many lines, so instead we're gonna swap this out for another letter on here. So that's way better because it's a lot more convenient and smaller. So huzzah! Next we have a sextillion, a decillion, and it's kind of obvious what happens here. Millillion, micrillion, nanillion. And now we're getting a lot of M's on top of each other, like a megillion, galillion. But now, so this is a tier 4,000,000, and there's 4 layers, which means the amount of layers is going to be the same as a tier. So this is 1 duzillion. I believe this is a tier 5,000,000, but I am not sure. I really don't know. But anyway, that's because there's 5 stacks. But anyway, now there's too much stacks. So we're going to shorten this down to M with 2 lines and then V. You might be saying, hey bro, that doesn't make sense because we already have a number that's M with 2 lines. Well, basically, this is completely different to M with with another number on it. These two do not match their functions in any way, shape, or form. So they're very different. So this still reigns supreme. This is still amazing. So a tier 6,000,000 is, yeah, you can see how this works. So a tier 1,000,000,000 would be M and 2 lines and M. Now we're stacking these together again. Now we're getting like insanely big numbers. This deserves to be on the Googology wiki. This is huge. Then we have like a tier 1,000 million. Wow, this is just too big. So I think what's best is if we just remove this number, because it's just gonna get too big in the later numbers in this video. So now we have a stack of 5. But once again, this is too much stacking. So instead, we're gonna do M with 3 lines and then V. This is a lot better. This is way better, right? So now we can put any number we want on this again, just like last time, and then we can do a stack where there's 3 lines between, and that's gonna give us M with 4 lines. And you can just see where this goes. So that's why we're gonna jump all the way to M with 5 lines and then V, M with 6 lines and then V. But now we have too many lines again. So instead, we're going to put another number next to the line that's going to show how many lines there would be between them. So, as you can see, 6 lines, and there's a 6 here. So then we can change this number to anything, like something insanely big if we wanted it. So like M over M with M lines between. And now we're nesting it together a lot. Now this number is absolutely insanely big. Now it's too much. So instead, because it's nested 3 times, we can shorten this down to M over M, and there's going to be a line showing that it's nested 3 times. So this is just to make it look simpler and not have to keep on going infinitely. Well, not infinitely, 3 times, whatever. Now we can take this number and just keep on going, nesting it together again. Now this number will be the same as M with 2 lines and then IV, because then it's going to be nested that many times. And this is kind of obvious if you've seen the pattern in this video so far. Then it's kind of obvious, so we can skip all the way to this number, which is where there's 2 lines between, and it's nested with 2 lines, so this is going to be 3 lines. And yeah, we can just keep on adding more lines here. But now there's too many lines yet again. So instead, we're going to put another number here to show how many lines there would be between them, again. And we can just keep doing that. And now they've been nested too much, so we're going to put another line here and show how many times it would be nested, just like we did earlier. We can just keep on doing this. But at the same time, now this line is completely different to this line. They do not do the same function. So to make things a little bit more like understandable, we're going to base it off similar to geometry and add a line here. Because in rectangles and all sorts of shapes, when you want to show something the same length, then you can put these little lines on the sides. And these two are not the same. You get what I'm trying to say. So anyways, we can just keep doing this. The reason we have 2 with 1 line is because, yes, these two are a different thing, but at the same time, this one's vertical and this one's horizontal, so it's easy to tell if these two are not the same. We just keep going from there, really. Actually convert this to like decimal gologic insane number, I'd be surprised. Now we have 4 lines, but now I don't really like this many lines. Too many lines isn't very nice. So instead, we're going to delete these 4 lines, and instead we're going to plug in IV, because these are Roman numerals, by the way, not bar charts. And what we were just doing was bar charts. So my glaggles agree that this is much better. So then we just keep on going. So this number is just too big. I think this is as far as we're gonna go. I think that's just gonna be the end of this video. We can't go any further like this. I could keep on going. I really could. I've extended this way too much, but I'm not bothered to explain the whole thing, so yeah. So yeah, that's our video today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to comment for part 2, I guess. You don't really have to subscribe. I'd like it if you subscribe, but I'm not forcing you. I'm really not. So yeah. Here we are, back again, going through Roman numerals. So, a lot of people have been asking me for a part 2 because I said I could make a part 2 in the first video. So, here it is. Part 2! Before we actually start the main video, I'm going to go through a few Roman numerals that you guys put in the comments, just because. So, we have 2,147,483,647 lines. I know that number means something, but I completely forgot right now. Sorry. Then there's Graham's number. Honestly, I don't know what that's supposed to represent. I don't know how you calculated this is Graham's number, but God, I found out. I also know that this is Graham's number. This is probably a much smarter way of making Graham's number through my Roman numerals from last video, but whatever. Then we have GR, which is omega squared. I don't really get how that makes any sense. There's probably some logic to it, but I just don't know it. So yeah. So now let's get into the main video. So yes, last time we left off here with a line marked with M. But instead of going to more Roman numerals, we're going to start off with smaller numbers, because a lot of people have been asking me for smaller numbers and fractions. So last time we started off with a dot. This is 1/12. Then 2 dots, which is 2/12. Now we have this C line shape thingy, which is, and a dot, which is 1/8. This doesn't really seem like it makes any sense, but this is actually because just C with the line is 1 over 24, and we know that 1 over 24 plus 1/12 is 1/8. So yeah. Now we can go down to backwards C, which is 1/48. Then we can do backwards S, which is 1/72. Whatever. S, backwards S with a line through it is 1/144. That sounds weird. Then we have backwards C with a line, which is 1/228. By the way, these aren't invented by me. I just found these online. And since I already talked about dots, why not? Then we have 2 lines, 2 of these little arrows, which is 1/1728. And that's all of the official Roman numeral fractions. So, yep, I'm extending it. Hooray. So then we have only 1 arrow, which is 1/3456, which is kind of obvious why, because 1782 had 2. So only one of them will be half the value. Then if we go back to backwards S with a line, this is 1/144. Then backwards S is 1/72. So this means that the line going through it divides it by 2. So we can just apply the same thing. And now we have 1/6912. Then you can guess where this is going. Now we have 2 lines, which divides it by 2 twice. And then 3 lines. And then 4 lines. Now we have too many lines. Yet again. I said this too many times in my last few videos. So yeah, this isn't good. So this doesn't look right. This looks really ugly. I don't like this. So we're gonna put the number here. So now this shows how many lines there would be. So now we can just change this to whatever we want. And yeah, this is the formula, if any of you are interested. So yeah. And we can just make really big numbers. I mean, really small numbers using this. And yeah. And I'm pretty sure they should be about 1/10 to the power of 3 frugal chime. Good. I found out what a frugal chime is thanks to Uranus. Thank you, Uranus. This guy is so good at math. I mean Googology. Like, I thought I was good at Googology. Just everyone in the comments is just so good at Googology, and I thought I was good. But like, all I know is the Hypermoser number and Graham's number, basic over infinities, and that's pretty much it. And there are a few more stuff I know, but it's really not much. Anyways, oh yeah, blue screen for the people who wanted to skip that one bit. So, last time we left off with scribble in a line marked by M. This is where we left off last time. That's why we can just keep on going from here. kind of obvious. We have m with a line. So you just really change this number to whatever you want to make like really, really big numbers. But as you can see, m with a line doesn't have enough space. It's just cramped. So we simply just move the scribbles away. It's really just that simple. So then we can change this to anything. See, it's very simple. You can just change this to anything. Then we can nest it together. And again. But now we have too much stack again. So now we have these lines that show how many times it would be nested. But these lines, there's already so many lines, these lines are just confusing. This is not the same as any of the last few lines. So we're gonna put these circles with II in them. Just ignore why there's an II for now. It's gonna be important later. So now we can just change this to see how many times it would be nested. So yeah, very big numbers. Then we can nest it like that, and again, and you can see how this number is just beyond human comprehension already. It's just whatever. We have too much stack again. So now we put 2 lines between the amount of nesting. No, not that nest. I mean, lines. So anyways, yeah, we just nested again and again. And then we put more lines between, and yeah, it's all kind of makes sense because it's similar to last videos. We have 4 lines in between, but now we have too many lines, again. So then we put another number near the line to show how many lines there would be. How many layers of nesting there would be. So yeah, so this is the same as this because this shows how many lines there are. I kind of just said that. So yeah, and then we can put these 2 lines here to show, so we don't have to write out the number twice because they're both gonna have the same number. So yeah, we can just change this to whatever we want. Really, whatever we want. And then we can start nesting it. Of course, we're nesting again. And again. And again. And then we use lines, again, marked by 2, just to show how many times it would be nested. We could do that again. Now we have 2 lines between. It's just repetitive now. You can see where this goes. You just keep on going. And now we have IV to show how many lines there would be there. And then we start putting huge numbers here. And then we start adding the marks again from last video. And you just keep on going. And that's why we can skip all the way to scribble with marked by 2, and yeah, very, very big number. But as we know, these scribbles are not the same as these scribbles. Why am I glaggles here? Anyways, so we're gonna put the 2 in these circles here to show that they're not the same scribble as before. So now we can just nest it together like we did earlier, and again, and wow, now we're just nesting it together again. But notice how this isn't 2 anymore, this is 3. This is a whole new tier of lines. So now, we can do this whole same thing all over again, but with 3s in the circles instead of 2s. That's why we jumped all the way here. So yeah, this is a huge number, but we can do another giant leap that brings us here with IV in the circles. And all of these numbers are going to be exactly the same, so we're going to put lines that connect them all to here, so we only have to write the number once. And yeah, we can just change it to anything we want. This number is just so huge at this point. And then we can nest it again and again. And then we can put a whole new section of lines and it all. So sorry, that randomly stopped recording. Anyways, so now we have a whole new section of lines. And wow, this is just so big you can't even imagine it. And because we've gone so big already, I think that's where we're gonna leave it for today. So yeah, that was part 2 of expanding the Roman numerals. So we might have a part 3. Might. Don't start begging me. We're probably gonna have a part 3 because I can already imagine there's gonna be so many people who want a part 3. But yeah, that's part 2. So go check out Unnamed. Bye. Welcome to part 3 of expanding the Roman numerals. I'm re-recording this because my voice was insanely blurry for the first 10 seconds. So here's where my voice doesn't get blurry. Expanding the Roman numerals. Sorry this took so long, but I spent a lot of time into this, so hope you enjoy. The last time we left off here with this insane looking line, but today we're gonna go even further than that. Quite a lot further than that, actually. So, before that, negatives. So, Newtonium 0 was, I'm pretty sure, the first person to suggest we get negatives, so hope you're happy because here's negatives. So, what I was thinking is really simple. We just flip the Roman numeral upside down. Isn't that so amazing? But at the same time, there are some numbers that look exactly the same upside down. So I present this little dot. Similar to what dices do to show the difference between a 6 and a 9. Just add a little dot there. So yeah, that's how negatives work in my Roman numerals expansion. So back here. So this is now we're gonna start having tiers of lines. That's at least what I call them. So we can start nesting this number, just like we would always do, and keep on going. Now we have 2 lines, and you know the process. You just do this same thing all over again. And then we have the number below, and more lines, and then we get this thing, and this thing, till we get all the way here. So this is basically the same number as before, but now we have the little 2 square thingy as well. So now we're gonna have a new type of line, which now has 3 in this square box instead of 2. So from here you can kind of just do the same thing all over again, but with a higher number in this square input thing, and just keeps on going. You can see how it changes in these boxes. So this number is always going to be 1 more than this number. So that's why we have repeated numbers again. So we want to simplify this down to this. So this is plus I, which basically just means 1 more in Roman numerals. You can get that. So yeah, now we just put whatever number we want here to show what would be in the boxes. Now we can make really, really big numbers by changing this. And now, present to you, Gianluca Bananal, that you commented that you were asking about the Roman numeral in the corner of the thumbnail, and now we finally got to it. It's the Roman numeral in the corner of the thumbnail. So, if you remember, back in Expanding the Roman Numerals Too Far Part 1, we had this thing from my drawings. And then it also appeared in part 2, but I don't have a picture of that here. And now we finally got here. We've got to this insane monstrosity number. So now we can just put whatever you want here. And it just, yeah, we start nesting it more. And now we have 2 boxes. So we can basically just do the whole thing all over again, but just with another box. So we go through everything all over again. And now we put 3 in this box. And you can just see how this goes. It's the same thing as last time. So, yeah, these are all connected, as you can imagine, because these all are 2 and these are 3. And these are all the second input. So we can just join them all up. Well, yeah, join them all up like that. And make even bigger numbers. So we're going to simplify this down to this thing, because that's how I drew it in the paper drawings. Because this is a lot easier to draw. And yeah, now we have 3 boxes. The whole thing just happens all over again, just with 3 boxes this time. So, yeah, 3 boxes. So, wowzers. So we do the whole thing all over again.
till eventually we get to 4 boxes. Wowzers, it's number block 4. Yay. So now we can have 5 boxes and 6 boxes and 7 boxes. But now we have too many. It's too much stack, like, again. So, we're just gonna put, like, these wiggly brackets, I'm not sure what they're called, but... So now we're gonna put the number in here to show how many little inputs there are. So yeah, then we can join them all up and make these arrow-looking numbers. There's, yeah. You can put whatever you want here. C and M and nest it, and now we're starting to use new dimensions. Instead of just going straight upwards, now we have this new box, like, to the side of it, like that. And then we just do the same thing again. And now we get all the way to this number, which is just the same thing from earlier, but now we have 2 in these diagonal boxes. So now we can nest this together, as you can imagine. And now we have 3 in this box. And wow, it just keeps on going like that. Yeah. So, now this is just gonna keep on going. So, I'm gonna try and put it into some type of algebraic thing that might be more understandable. So, oh, I forgot I added this, whatever. So now we have this new box on top of this one. And this is just for nesting these. Okay, I think you get it. There's a new tier of whatever. So now this is some algebraic notation that I tried to do. It's not exactly right. You kind of can guess how it applies to the Roman numerals if you're smart. So this is kind of what it does, not exactly. So A is nested B times. A shows how many n's there would be. N1 is nested N2 times, and N2 is nested N3 times, and N3 is nested A4 times, all the way up to NA. So then, if we add like another box here, now B is nested C times, and then everything else is the same. C is nested D times, so like, you can just keep on adding more boxes here. So we're gonna turn this into Y instead, just because. So now, yeah, it just keeps on going like that. And now we have so many inputs that I'm going to shorten it down, just like here. So now we have a whole, another step in the the horizontal way. Whatever. And then we can go another step into the horizontal second dimension. And it just keeps on going like this till we have numbers that look like that. So let's go back to our actual Roman numerals and see how this would look like, because this would look like this. So right now we're saying that there's m lots of these horizontal squares, and we can nest it together. And now we have squares inside squares. Isn't that amazing? And so now we can do the same thing all over again, but with the squares inside squares. So that's why we're going to skip all the way to this thing, where it's the same as earlier, but now there's squares inside squares instead of just normal squares. And you can nest that, and now we have a square inside a square inside a square, and a square inside a square inside a square inside a square. And now there's too many squares. So we're going to add this new number to the right of it. That just shows how many squares inside squares there are. Yeah, you can put whatever you want here. Then we're just gonna join these up. Now we have, so we don't have to draw it twice. Then we can do that again. Now we nest it with pentagons. With the pentagons, we just do the same things we did with the squares. Till we have this thing. Because keep in mind, we're doing the exact same thing as we did with squares, so. And then we do pentagons inside pentagons. And now we show the amount of pentagons with this. Then we start doing the same thing with hexagons. then heptagons. Then it just keeps on going with more and more sides to this shape. Now we skip all the way to this thing, where this is an M-sided shape. Then we can make this thing is this thing. And so now this circle has this many sides, and this has this many sides, and this has M sides. So we start making this whole spiral of sided shapes, and then it can just keep on going. Sorry for the insane downgrade in quality, but it's just easier to present like this. So now it just keeps going around in spirals and more spirals. And then now we're going to put this number here that shows how many of these things there are in the spiral. And then I'm going to do that. And then start doing that. And then what I used to do is make this be a spiral again. But from there, things just got a little too complicated. So this is going to be slightly different to what I wrote down in my papers. So, from here, instead of keep on going down in a spiral, we're going to add a line here to show how many times it's nested. Yeah, we're using lines again. Of course we are. Yay, the lines are back. So then you can nest it again. And now we have 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. We put a line between the amount of lines, and then just do the same thing all over again. But with that, then we can start. So this is a number from the end of the first part, but instead of starting with this, it starts with this. And then we can do the same thing to this number, but instead of starting with this, it starts with this. Then this, but instead of starting with this, it starts with this. And then we can even make this thing, which is this, but instead of starting with this, it starts with this. So, oh my god, things just got really complicated here. And it was just me writing these down in science. I didn't even know what I was doing anymore. Like, can you imagine me at school in science finishing all my work, and then I'm just writing down these Roman numerals. So everything just got a bit too complicated, and I couldn't concentrate. So I decided to make this number U. This is U, and here's U on a black background to make it look cool. So U is this insanely big Roman numeral that we've just discussed over 3, 10-minute videos. So, yeah. U. So, that's pretty much where we're gonna leave it today. But, don't leave yet, because there's still one more thing I cannot believe happened to me while I was making this video. So, I was just looking through my comment section, and I saw this one comment that somebody was just saying. Honestly, I don't know if this was on my account or on the comment section of the second part, but they just said that they made this new YouTube video. I have no idea what the video is about, so I clicked on it. I clicked on this video. I got the best surprise of my life. The coolest video I've ever seen. Can I just say, wow, I cannot believe that somebody looked at my papers and extended my Roman numeral extension even more than I did. Like, I am just... Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Evan Gaming. This was just actually amazing. So, thanks. Thanks a lot. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's where I'm gonna leave it today. I could obviously keep on going, because I have made even more extensions. A lot more extensions. Probably too many extensions. So, do we need a part 4? Should we get a part 4? I don't know. I'll see what you guys think. Although I already know what you guys are gonna think, but yeah, so I guess that's it. Thanks for watching Roman numerals part 3. Bye, guys! So, hi guys, and welcome to part 4 of expanding the Roman numerals. For real this time. It's not an April Fool's joke again. I'm sorry about that, but whatever. So, today, instead of starting off with you, we're going to go on to a new approach. Instead of doing you, I'm gonna try and answer a lot of the viewers' questions, because there's a lot of comments I've been getting saying that instead of doing bigger numbers, we should focus on the more important things. So let's start off with 0. 0 needs a Roman numeral, in my opinion. Some people think we don't need a Roman numeral for 0, but I think it's important. So 0 is n. That's all there is to it. That's it. So decimals. We don't exactly have a way of making any decimal number we want. So here's my concept on it. So let's take some random decimal like 3.14. We could just do it with Roman numerals, doing like that, but then this gets really hard to do, because that means numbers will have a lot of different ways of writing it out, and this just isn't very convenient. So instead of this, I'm using a comma to separate each digit. So here we have 3.14, so the comma separates the two numbers. So we can just make any number out of this. So for example, 7.268 is equal to this. And yeah, there's anything you can imagine. You see, we use n for 0, just pointing that out. So what else can we do with this? We also need other fractions, because the only fractions I went through are the official fractions, and there's not many. So for 7/10, for example, we could just do that. We could just exchange the integers for Roman numerals, but this isn't gonna work because we already have used lines several times in my past videos. So instead of this, we're gonna write out this whole new system, because this just won't work. So I've made this strange, complicated looking symbol. The reason I made this is because I saw this one YouTuber make a video about making more symbols for other conjunctions. I'll probably put his video in the description, I don't know. So I got inspired from that, and I remembered that fractions can be written out with over. So this is 7/10. So if we take over and convert it to Latin, then it creates the word super with the two things. So I just kind of messed around with it and turned it all into one symbol. So that's fractions now. Irrationals. So before we start on with the hard irrational numbers, let's start with rationals. Repeating decimal is kind of simple. We can just put a dot on it. There's not really much to it. Just do the same thing. Irrationals, though. So I'm only gonna do the main irrationals I can think of. So let's start with the golden ratio. So what we're gonna do is we just find the capital version of the symbol that's used. You can do that with pi, and Euler's number. Is it Euler's number? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I probably am. Whatever. Math symbols. Math symbols is going to be hard because there's so many different math symbols. So I'm only going to do the ones that I think are important. So basically, division is already kind of covered because we did other fractions. Addition is going to stay exactly the same. But take away is going to be kind of hard, because we've already invented the negative numbers by flipping the actual letter. But just gets really complicated because this would be 10 minus 4, but it's really hard to see which part is negative and which part is positive. So instead of that, we're just gonna add another dot there, because yay, that's so much better. Factorial. For factorial, I had this pretty cool idea, because the main number, a number that's really popular because of factorial, is 52 factorial. This number is the amount of ways you can shuffle an average deck of cards. So if we use that, Roman numerals are commonly on playing cards, or at least that's what I thought when I was thinking of it. Anyways, so this is my factorial symbol. So basically, it's just a playing card where this number, this Roman numeral, and this Roman numeral is this. By the way, if you don't know what this means, it's like commonly used in Googology, kinda. Just means that. So yeah, you can just make any factorial with this. I've also thought of putting another Roman numeral in the middle, but I have absolutely no idea what that could mean, so I'll leave it up to you, the comments. I don't mean that in some type of, like, please subscribe way, just, yeah. Infinity. I got a lot of suggestions about infinity, like, a lot. So, basically, infinity, my idea for it was not the O with 2 slashes that we decided on, but basically this vote that I made to see like which infinity you guys prefer, and this one won. But the sideways VIII, I didn't really specify what I meant by that, because this looks really ugly. I don't like that either. So what I did is I put the V and then the I's progressively getting bigger to make it seem like this grand emperor of Roman numerals. So this is infinity. Well, my infinity. It's cool because, yeah, it's 8 sideways. Also, this looks like a set of stairs, so that's also pretty cool. And, yeah. Aleph null. So for Aleph null, I had this cool idea. So basically, we have Aleph. Aleph's in the Hebrew alphabet. Whatever, pretend it's in the Greek alphabet. So, when you think... So, Roman numerals are Roman, which means they're from Rome, which means they're from Italy, which means, why don't we just use the Italian letters to make, like, infinities? That just won't work, because there's nothing new in the Italian alphabet. Apart from Italian accents! Hooray! So, basically, we just use these Italian accents to make all of the different infinities. So this would be omega, this would be epsilon, this would be zeta, this would be eta, and this is the Veblen psi function, because we're just doing the same thing from earlier by capitalizing it. Yeah. So, the Pfefferman shoot ordinal is I, and for absolute infinity, I wasn't sure what to do here, so I made another vote, and Delta K won it. I don't really know why this is so cool, but it won, so, yeah. Imaginary numbers. So for imaginary numbers, I had my own idea, but from what the comments said, your idea seems so much better. So we're gonna use F instead of, like, the lowercase I that normal math uses. So we can do, like, 17F to be 17I. And then, once we get, like, to imaginary numbers over 1,000, then we can use B instead. So basically, 1,000I would just be equal to B. So, yeah, stuff like that. But then what would 1,000,000I be? So 1,000,000I is going to be B with a line, or F with 2 lines. And then from there on, you can just add 3 lines, and 4 lines, and yeah, just the exact same thing as we covered in the first part. Fun fact, F over F is equal to this, kinda. So my original idea, is this thing, because I was thinking when I heard imaginary, immediately remembered the SpongeBob meme of imagination. So I just stole his hands and turned it into some cool looking symbol. So yeah, that was my original idea. For duels, um, we're just gonna use the exact same thing, which is just that. So yeah, that's basically all there is for this video. But before you leave, we actually have a whole fan mail segment. Yay! So, first of all, from Avon Gaming, we have he's continuing from where he left off last time. I'm not really gonna add it here because it looks incomplete. So that's cool. From Bartek is back. We have this. This is absolutely insane. It's basically just my extension, but in like a whole video like that. From other Fibonacci the universe thingy, we have more extensions. Hooray. From 6.93 the creator, you made this insanely long video combining Avon Gaming's one and adding onto it even more. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's really long, but this is a Roman numeral now. This thing, this butterfly looking window thing, this is really cool. So thanks. From Braden No 31315 on Scratch, we actually have an entire fan made part 4. This is like actually really cool. You can slow it down to read it, but it's actually epic. I've looked at it and I'm impressed. So that's really cool. From Welder Salt, we also have this animated part 4 thingy, which I found amazingly cool because I don't really make animations like this, but this is really cool. And finally, from Yes Again 2026, we have a fan-made part 4, a whole like 10-minute video, just like the ones I do. I'm just gonna. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. But before you leave, there's also one more thing I want to say. I've been working on this collaborative fictional Googology project called Numbers 1 to question mark. And basically, all of the rules are here. You just remix the Scratch project, and then remix again and again, and eventually it's going to be just a really long thing, and I'm going to make another YouTube video of it once it feels long enough. And yeah, if you want to join, it's available. There's one on Scratch and one on Cocrea, and both of the links are there. So yeah, part 5 thumbnail. I'm not even gonna bother asking you if you want part 5 anymore, because I know you want it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.